Hello, ladies and gents, boys and girls, people of all ages, sexualities, and identities. Welcome back to another Doctor Who review. And today's Doctor Who review is none other than Deimos. So, what is Deimos about? Well, the Eighth Doctor and Tamsin Drew land on a kind of moon to Mars, and Deimos is essentially in the far kind of distance. And when they arrive, the Doctor and Tamsin begin to wander through what appears to be a museum. Now, the Ice Warriors are thought to be long dead and buried, and so the people on Deimos have been going about freely exploring the exhibit as they do. However, the Doctor begins to get really aggy with Tamsin about one of the inscriptions on the kind of statue of a Ice Warrior. To which Tamsin cockily remarks the fact that the place is very touristy. However, it turns out that down in the catacombs where the tourists have been venturing, there are two ice warriors who have woken up and are attempting to essentially take over the museum. They intend to take over the whole moon base in hopes that they can use an ionizer on the planet Mars opposite from them, just to essentially colonize it back so the Ice Warriors can live there, but humans can't. This plan happening would of course mean that thousands upon thousands of human beings on the planet Mars would be killed and destroyed. Now, the Doctor hates this idea, but at the same time, he hates what the people on the planet want to do to the Ice Warriors. He doesn't want to be a murderer, so he doesn't want to kill the Ice Warriors. He wants to give them a chance. However, what the Doctor and Tamsin don't currently know is that it turns out that a kind of professor who is obsessed with the Ice Warriors is betraying them in order to help the Ice Warriors escape, because he sees them as such unique specimens that he wants to study and put in a museum. He also wants to see and learn more about the Ice Warriors' culture, which you can't blame him for. At least he's being very open-minded. However, his open-mindedness kind of goes above and beyond and becomes very dangerous for everyone in the museum. Eventually, however, he begins to snap out of it when he realizes that the Ice Warriors are never going to let him live. Instead, he decides to try and flee with Tamsin and the Doctor to a space shuttle to destroy the Ice Warriors on Deimos and leave them a cinder. However, when the Doctor gets onto the rocket, he soon finds himself in a state of disarray. Suddenly, he learns that Lucy Miller is still on the planet Deimos, and this makes his decision to kill the Ice Warriors even more threatening. So, Doctor Who. Deimos. What did I think of this story? It has some fun tidbits, it has some great banter between Tamsin and the Eighth Doctor, and it also has a great brooding moment at the end of the episode, in which Tamsin finds herself really beginning to question who the Doctor is as a person. After all, he won't go back for the Professor, but when he finds out that Lucy Miller is in danger, he will. This really makes it confusing for Tamsin and makes her really question what the relationship between the Doctor and Lucy Miller is. I also like this kind of idea of history being written over and misinterpreted. It's good to see this happen because often in history, historians will go and uncover stuff, but unless they actually look into the source that they're looking for properly or get any kind of backup facts, they are just pretty much making stuff up as they go. But overall, if we're going back to the story itself, what did I think of this and what would I score it out of 10? I'm going to score it pretty low because my biggest problem with this story is, even though I love Tamsin and the Eighth Doctor, and I believe both of the actors, Paul McGann and Nikki Wardley, play out their roles absolutely incredible in this story, I feel like the only thing that lets them down is this feels too much similar to the Second Doctor on the kind of moon-based story with the Ice Warriors. It feels like the Ice Warriors in this are kind of repeating things they've done in the past, and that to me just kind of feels a little bit off. I feel like if I'm listening to an 8th Doctor story with the Ice Warriors, I really want them to be doing something other than just trying to kill off a bunch of humans or take people hostage. And sadly, for that reason, I have to give this a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next Doctor Who review. Until then, goodbye, stay beautiful, you beautiful people, and have an incredible night.